Alright, enemy is telling me that we are live. It's my first time on RGL. Hello everyone, jimmypoopins here. Let me know if the audio is okay. It seemed like it was in testing, but I can tweak it pretty easy. This is Ninja Gaiden 2. How long exactly do you want me to run this tutorial for? I mean, I'm probably gonna do it regardless, but just if I have an idea of a rough time frame. No hard cap. Okay. Well, let's see. I'll try to get as much done as I can. This game is an awesome speed game. It's an awesome casual game too. As a speed game, it's pretty interesting because there's a lot of different strats you can do. So like, if you want to go really fast, you can learn all of these really hard strats and do them. And if not, then you can go slower and take it easier. So I'm going to probably explain the easier stuff. If you're interested, I'll probably say this at the end too. There's a bunch of resources you can find. There's a bunch of tutorials that various people have made. I've made a tutorial for each level. There's also a hard strats tutorial. There's an easy strats tutorial that was made before. This one, nothing has really changed, I would say, in the easier strats, but it's good just to see this fresh look at a tutorial. So let's see how it goes. I'm going to explain everything from the get-go. Let's see, probably about an hour, but we'll see. And if anyone in chat has any questions, please let me know as we go. So yeah, this is Ninja Gaiden 2. I'm going to explain some basic game mechanics first. So left and right obviously moves you around. It's just a normal platformer. One thing about this game, different from Ninja Gaiden 1, is that if you get damage boosted, you go the exact same speed. So damage boosting gets used a lot in this game, and it as a result, you'll probably want to know about some health drops, because your health is going to be low in a lot of stages. So that's something useful to know. Some mechanics about slashing is that if I'm going to slash, it stops me. There's a couple tricks. If I slash and then I can jump to stop that. This is mostly used in some boss kills. You can also slash right before you land, so that gets used a lot too. Like, I can slash that guy, for example, and I won't have to stop. So that's how a lot of the strats work in this game. You'll jump at certain times to kill enemies so that you don't have to stop and slash them. Because right, it's pretty slow to just keep going and slash everything in the way. So to save time, we're going to be doing that jump slashing, we're going to be damage boosting. So something else that's pretty important is the special mechanic. So you can see in the top left, it shows my ninpo. I have 10 out of 40 right now. And that is like my ammo for my weapon. So you start with a shuriken, so I can do up B and it will throw that shuriken. You can see it fly across the screen. Now this is another thing that makes it, it's probably one of the hardest parts about this game, is that if, say I want to shuriken this guy, I have to completely let go of right, press up B, and then hold right again. So you can't do like a diagonal input. If you do that, the sword slash will come out. So one of the like muscle memory techniques that you'll really need to get used to with this is to do this quick up B, which is you'll be moving, let go, you kind of like roll your thumb up, press B, and then roll it back. So I don't know how well you can see the controller, but you can see my thumb, it just kind of like moves up to up, and then once I'm hitting up, I press B and then I roll it back. So it's a very important technique. You can see I'm kind of like moonwalking forward when I do that. Moonwalking is a technique. If you do it backward, it will maintain your facing. So that will be used on a couple of boss kills if you want to do some boss kills. So those are the basic game mechanics. Climbing is another thing. So unlike Ninja Gaiden 1, you can climb on anything in this game. And like Ninja Gaiden 1, if anyone's familiar, it's quicker to slash up the wall. So what I mean by that is there's this trick where if you slash and then climb, it's a little bit faster to do it that way. You can probably see easier on a bigger wall like this. So that is slightly faster than just climbing. It's hard to tell, but what I do want to say is it's a very negligible time gain, and I wouldn't recommend it for beginners. So for this beginner tutorial, I won't be doing these, or I won't recommend, and I won't be doing wall climbing to make it go faster like that. However, if you're at the top, say I want to get on top of this pipe, then if I do like a left-right, I can get up there, but that's like really slow. So the one thing that you do want to get used to is if you're climbing a wall, the way I do it is I just keep holding A, but you can do like left A to jump off. If you keep holding A, then you can just press left to get off the wall. But when you get to the top of the wall, you do a quick left/right. So it's like left, B, right. And that will get you over the wall. Up on top of the platform. So I would recommend just practicing this to get a feel for it. It saves a lot of time over the course of a run because there's a lot of platforms that you're just going to kind of go up like this, and you want to get up top. Okay. Alright, so those are the basic game mechanics that I can show until I get a couple of power-ups. So let me actually, since I'm explaining basic game mechanics, I'm just going to go through this without explaining, and I'm going to get the power-up that I'm talking about, which is right up here. So here is a clone. So you see now I have a clone that follows me, this red guy. And basically he's just going to do everything that I do. So movement-wise, he will be where I am after I go a certain amount of distance. And he's useful because every time I do a B attack, he does it immediately. So if there's like an enemy behind me that's following me like a bird, which we'll see later, he can slash it. These guys most useful for boss kills. And the reason is if I do my special, my up B, see the one that I got was this flame, his also goes on screen. So usually if you're fighting a boss, you just like slash it to death. It takes 16 slashes to kill it. But if I have my ninja friend, it's going to take 2 times less hits because my projectile and his projectile will both hit them. Thanks, Anthole. So yeah, that will speed up the boss kills a lot. And you actually get 2 over the course of the run, so it will make the boss kills really, really fast. The other thing too is, I already explained canceling, so you'll be doing that up B. Like I said, you can slash and then jump to cancel it. You can also do that with up Bs. So you can do 2 up Bs like really fast. We'll see that in some boss kills, but just keep that in mind. Slashing, you can always cancel it with a jump, same with an up B. It has the same properties like that. So to recap, the 2 most important things, I would say, is getting used to this over the wall motion, and also getting used to this up B. So if I'm walking, I need to stop, roll my thumb to up, press B, and then roll it back to right. It's very, very tricky. I'm making it look really easy, but that's only because I played this game for so many years. Don't get frustrated if you can't do it really quick like that. You'll probably have to do it like really slow. Or sometimes you'll just get a slash to come out. Anyways, let's go through 1-1. So I'll give 1-1, there's no real big variations on strats. Like I said, if you want some more advanced strats, you can look at the tutorials. They should be available on like speedrun.com in the forums there. So For this game I use a lot of visual cues, I'll try to mention them. The first thing you need to do is boost off of this guy, and I don't actually have a visual cue for that. I just kind of get used to the spacing. I would try to get used to the spacing in this game and the jumping, and just recognize like where you kind of need to jump to boost off of him. But that's the first thing you're going to do. You're going to boost off of him. It gives you invincibility to move through. You can slash that, you don't need to. You do need these two power-ups. So right now I have 20 ninpo out of 40. The blue ninpos give you 10 and the red ones give you full. So this one drops a full ninpo. This one drops a flame. And you're going to need both of those to kill the boss quickly. Okay, so I get both of these. I drop down. And here's that first over the wall thing. Top route here is a little bit easier. There's a backup red ninpo up there. So there's another red ninpo. And you can just kind of if you try to slash that, you'll get boosted by that guy to the right. Now here's one kind of neat damage boost that you'll do. Let's see, what's the cue that I usually use for this? You can try to use this crack on the floor as a cue, or you can just try to jump as soon as that guy appears. It's kind of up to you, depending on how your reactions are. I think I just kind of jump when it appears. So you'll get boosted up here. And now here's the first kind of cool boost of the game that's a little bit tricky to do. So first you need to up B to kill that guy and get the clone to drop. And once you do that, you're gonna get boosted by that guy up on top. So let me show you probably the easiest way to do this is to do something like that. So let me make a save like right after I land. You can kind of jump right at him, but I found that that's a little bit trickier. I tried to jump and then do kind of a neutral jump, and then right at the last second push yourself into him and he'll boost you up there. So I would just try to get used to this timing. Try to see if it's easy for you to just jump and hold right the whole time, or if it's easy to jump and kind of get boosted like that if you hold right at the last second. I think it's a little bit easier to do it that way. Then you pick up that. Now here's where you are going to use a Q. I think it's when Ryu's foot touches the second crack here. I guess a little bit after. Once his whole sprite leaves that second crack, you're going to get boosted off the right there. So just like that. Okay. And now on this transition, just hold right. Hold right. And one thing about this game is if you're holding A and you're screen transitioning, you can hold left and it will transition you right away. So basically, as the screen transitions, I'm holding A and left and it jumps me off right as soon as possible. Okay, so here is a tricky fall. I see a lot of people die here, so it's probably best to take this safe. If you want to be really safe, you can just kind of do something like that. That's the intended way. The quicker way is to fall like as late as possible, catch the ladder as late as possible. Either way, you get down there, and then you want to jump off just like before. Hold A and left. It's quicker to fall. Okay, there's one ninpo you need here, which is that second orb. So you can just jump over that guy and then slash that second orb. Oops, right. It's not paying attention. You'll get boosted by the bug and then you'll come up here. So if you want to learn, there's some quick kills in this game that are a little bit harder. This one requires moonwalking. So I would probably just check out tutorials for that if you want to learn the quick kills. The videos are there. If you want to see it, it looks something like this. Oops. I did a harder version of it. I forgot how to do the quote-unquote easy quick kill. I only know how to do the hard one. I missed one slash. But that's the hardest quick kill. There's a slightly easier one. What I would recommend doing is just go up to this guy, slash him a bunch. As soon as you get boosted, up B him a whole bunch. I took too much damage in the stage, so I'm actually gonna not be able to do that. Trying to think of a good way to explain this because I don't have the health. So you walk up to him, slash him a whole bunch. Then you up B him a whole bunch. Ideally right here you would take damage and get boosted. Then you just turn around and slash him to death. So let's see. So it'd be something like this, and then you would slash him right at the end to kill him. You can see this is where the clone helps you a lot, because every time you do an up B there, it's going to do 2 damage to the boss, because there's 2 fires going on the screen. So the first stage I would say is a little bit easy. There's a bit of memorization that goes on, not too much technique. You got to practice that one boost, and then practice the kill a few times just so that you get it. Now the game picks up in difficulty right here. For 2-1, this stage is all about memorization. This is probably going to be like the hardest stage to do perfectly for a long time. But once you get it down, it's going to feel really good to do. I'm just going to try to do all of the cues that I can think of to try to help you learn this stage, and maybe some tricks with some of the boosts and stuff. So let's see. So these two are both ninpo. Let me just do the stage through first, just so you guys can see it. If you want to follow like a full stage through. Also, it will help refresh my memory a little bit on what's in all of these containers and so forth. Okay, so that's 2-1. So let me explain some of the intricacies. The most important items you need are that flame and this guy right here. There's also a red ninpo that I pick up at some point. I don't remember exactly which orb it is, but you want those. Oh, and also one thing that I didn't mention is it's important not to slash too many orbs, because like I said, up here you get the flame, which you want to keep. Oh, there's the red ninpo. Okay, so those are the only 3 orbs you really need: that flame, this red ninpo, and this ninja here. But for example, let's say that I slash this because I like slashing things, and I pick this up. Now I've kind of screwed myself because I have the invincible fire wheel, and I need that red, the up flame, I'll call it, throughout the rest of the stage. Okay, so those are the key orbs that you need. So you're gonna up B to kill that bird, slash that guy, get that. Here, nothing really worth saying. So here there's a jump. Like, if you watch all of that, it seems kind of straightforward, just jumping at the right places and slashing. Here's where it gets a little bit trickier, because you need to do like an empty jump. You jump right there, and that spawns the bat high. And then you're gonna jump and slash this guy on the way down. Slashing that guy on the way down is a little bit tight. If you mess it up, it's not a huge deal. Okay, so keep going. There's a backup fire right here in case you missed the first one. And I would advise, if you watch other people run this game, some of them jump over that guy, but if you get boosted by him, it gives you invincibility to get through this bat. So that way you don't have to deal with the bat. Okay, so there's a blue ninpo, you don't need that. Now here's a cool trick. You want to jump like as late as at the end of these platforms. So try to land at the end of the platforms, and then as soon as you land, you do like an A-B roll of the thumb. And if you do that, your clone will kill that bird. And then you can just kind of do this ending however you want. Some people I think down slash this guy, so if you find down slashing it to be easier, you can do that. And then they down slash this guy too. So that's a little bit up to preference. I find up slashing them is easier. Up to you. Okay, so this is 2-2. Let me do another quick run through the stage. So that part's easy, you just buffer there 5 times. Down slash these guys. Here, give yourself some leeway on that turnaround, it's really tricky. Now this stage you have to do really fast, because the wind is on a timer. So then you'll get boosted by this bullet here. And you'll come up here. Oh, messed up there. You come up here to kill this boss. Okay. And that boss kill is a little bit sloppy. I'll show you a better one. Okay, so let me explain the key ideas here. So what I do there is I do 5 standing slashes. Is my cam frozen? Yeah, it is. How do I unfreeze my cam? I don't know how to unfreeze my cam. How do I unfreeze my cam? Oh, there. I didn't do anything and it fixed itself. Okay. Alright, so what I did is I did 5 buffer slashes, and that makes it so that you can just jump at the end of this platform and you'll make it. Basically, we need to waste time because the wind is pushing you to the left, and if I don't do it, if I don't waste that time, I can't make that platform, I can't make that jump, I'll just die. So other people do it different ways. Some people wait, they look at the timer, they use the audio. I think doing the 5 buffer slashes just helps. Okay, so one of these, this one right here, is a backup ninja clone. Very important to know. I'll try to mention the important backups and try to make note of that. So if you need it, there is a backup clone here. If you go for that backup, it's going to throw you off a little bit because this stage, like I said, depends on the cycle, the wind cycle. In any case, you want to down slash these 2 guys. Jump as late as you can there. This is a little bit of a tight jump. I would probably just like practice this jump to get used to how late these platforms are. And then for everything else, you just kind of jump over it. So here, give yourself some leeway. Like, technically you can do it super fast like that, but that's really tight and you're not saving that much time. I see so many people die here that you just want to take this safe. Trust me on that. And it's a tight jump. Again, you have to be used to like how long the platforms are. So this is something that's probably worth practicing with the wind blowing at you. Then you get up here, and this is another transition where you hold A left, like right away. Okay, now this is a very tricky part because you need to do everything quickly because the wind is, the wind cycle, you need to make it here. So if you go too slow, you're gonna lose a cycle. So climb up, jump over, do an up B while you're falling. So again, you have to let go of right, press B, and then hold right again. And that's gonna give you a scroll. And each stage, you get a scroll that gives you +10 ninpo. So each like act. I mean, not stage, each act. So in Act 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 7, you'll get a scroll that gives you plus 10 ninpo. So in Act 2, that's where this one is, and it's crucial that you get it. There's also a ninpo there that you'll need to get because you refill the up B that you used to get the scroll. Okay, so do that, and then you can slash this orb, that's the ninpo. Sometimes that will just fall off. You can hit it with the up B. That guy's in the way. It's very important to do this up B quickly because these next jumps, it really matters. Also, this, I forgot, this is kind of a tricky jump. You could try to develop a cue for it. Here, since your up B and movement will be not quite as good, you'll have to probably slow down here a little bit. So it's okay if you need to take this slow. You have enough time to still make the cycle. So if you need to take this slow, it's okay. You can pause a little bit there. Okay. So next, we're going to boost off of this guy. And there's a neat little trick that you can try to down slash the hockey mask guy. Also jump over this guy and jump over to get boosted by that bullet. Okay, so this is a really cool boost. But, so let's just pretend that you take it a little bit slow. Okay, I messed up here. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to the right. Whoop. Well, I can't make this now. You need the wind there to actually help you make that jump. So that's why you have to do the beginning part quick. If not, just wait a cycle. So worst case, just sit here and wait. You gotta wait. As soon as it starts blowing, you gotta go. Okay. There is a backup health right there, if you need it. But ideally, you'll make this cycle. You get to keep going. Jump over, get boosted. It's okay to stop and get that health if you need it, but make sure you do it safely. You may want to kill all of the enemies first. You can also do an up B, it just kind of clears everything out, but you'll need to get a ninpo. I don't think either of these are ninpo. Nope. Okay. Alright, and remember I said we downslash that hockey mask guy a long time ago? He actually sets up a glitch up here. Oh, maybe because I saved it messed it up or something. He's supposed to set up a glitch where that bird will go to the right. So if you don't get the glitch, then you kill the bird here. If you do get the glitch, the bird will be able to boost you. And it's kind of hard to explain that boost, but you can just kind of play with it if you kill the hockey mask guy. Maybe it's easier just to not worry about that. Okay, get up here. You want to jump like a little bit later. So don't try to hit this platform like as low as possible, otherwise you can't get this little trick coming up. Get boosted by that guy, and hopefully you don't touch the wall. And if that happens, you can jump and this bird will, or not the bird, you'll grab the ladder like from the inside. Sometimes if you clip it, see that sometimes happens. This is a very common place to die, so you may just want to take this slow. I would probably practice this a few times and practice what happens when you mess up, because it's really tricky because of the wind blowing and because of how the ladder operates. And also one trick, if you do get the boost onto the ladder, you just hold A and up. Don't be holding A, otherwise you'll jump off of the ladder like this. See, that time I was holding A. Make sure you just press A and hold up left. And then if you don't get it, then you just jump back on the ladder. So like I said, it's a very common place to die, so I would just recommend taking this safe. And I would practice this a little bit. So let me show you like some of the problems that happens with this area. This ladder is hard to grab. Right, like here it looks kind of like I'm grabbing it, but not quite. And that bird is just going to cause you a lot of trouble. So basically you want to overshoot it and then hold left and jump as soon as you've overshot it. That's the safest way to do this. That ladder clip, if you get it, saves a good amount of time. But if you're just trying to be safe, I would recommend doing it that way. Okay, to do this boss kill, let me just do it. So you just try to copy that. You throw a flame, hold right. As soon as you're about to land, throw another one. And then just keep jumping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that 5, 6 at the end, that's the cancel. So I'm doing up B, jump, and then up B. You can sit here. Can you just do this? No. So you need to... Basically, the game spawns your clones like really far down left. So you need to get them on screen. That's probably the best way to do it. Just try to do something like that. It's okay if you don't do the cancel, but it is important to get your clones on the screen. Okay, so 3-1 is a stage that is hard until you get it a few times. So first let me just go through this, and I'll talk about some of the hard parts about this stage. So I got hit by that guy, otherwise the stage is pretty flawless. Okay, so as you can see, the stage has a background, and it also goes dark. So when it goes dark, the background is all there. So the background you're going to be using as basically your cues for this stage. This first part is pretty straightforward, just jump over the guy. You don't need, there's 2 power-ups that you need, an upfire and a red ninpo. So the first cue that I use here, let's see, can you guys see my mouse cursor? I don't know if you can see my mouse cursor. Let me just try to explain it. So you see like the background where the ground is, there's these little like stalagmite looking things. And there's this tree where this flame spawns. The cue that I found is it's when Ryu's head touches the second one after the tree. So right there. To see what I'm talking about, it's right here. Where Ryu's head is like kind of in that little nook. You see his spray outline kind of fits right in there. That's when you want to jump. There's a couple of other cues you can use if it helps, which is right about when the flame spawns. Okay, but that is, I would say, less reliable because you're relying on your reaction time, which can be like good or bad. It's also about when the screen flashes, but again, that's based on your reaction time. But all 3 of those are good cues. The flame, when the flash starts. Most reliable one is just when Ryu's head touches that backdrop, part of the backdrop. Okay, so the 2 power-ups that you need are right here. This down flame, and this red ninpo. And also, I apologize, I don't know the location of all of the ninja clones if you need them as backups. What I would recommend doing is just play this game a lot, and if you die, don't reset, just keep going through it and try to search for the backups, because inevitably you're going to die in a race and you need to know where the backups are. I'll try to give some of the more crucial backups, like in common places to die. 3-1 is not a super common stage to die in. And if I do recall the ninja clone spots, I'll try to share them. In any case, those are the 2 power-ups that you need in this stage. Okay, and I'm going to try to do this as fast as possible without losing time, because the light cycle gets messed up. If you pause, the lightning like keeps going. Oops, so I just did what I said I didn't want to do. That's okay. So this bat here, a lot of people have problems with. Basically, in order to slash him, you want to jump as late as possible and slash as early as possible. So try to jump really late and then just do a quick up A to B roll and you'll get him. Okay. So then here you can use a cue as when we use front sprite touches the middle of this orb, you jump and you'll get right through that pit. So notice we use front sprite, middle of the orb I jump, and then I down slash that guy and I get through. Here's when Ryu passes the end of the orb. End of the orb I jump. So those are the two like orb cues that you're gonna use. And then do an up B to kill this flame, and then jump and hold A and right, and you'll do that. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I think there's... no, that's an up flame. One of these is a ninja. I think it's this one if you desperately need it, but it's really far out of the way. Yeah. Alright, up B. Hold A and right, and then once you get to the top, you do the slash over. There's a lot of ways to handle this bat. Some people will jump later to spawn them high. The quickest way is when Ryu's back sprite touches the middle of that orb. Then you do a quick couple jumps. When I was first learning this part, I remember I used the trees as cues. So you can just remember the backdrop is always constant here. So if you want to look at the trees, they're always going to be the same there. And you can see some of these pillars sprouting into the backdrop. Sprouting from the backdrop. That's how you handle that section. Like I said, some people will jump later to spawn this guy high. He's a little bit easier to deal with. You lose a little bit of time. It's probably the safer way to do it. Okay, and then up B this guy. Jump. There's a ninpo here, which you should probably get. Because you might be a little bit short. And then up B to kill that guy. That flame, his hitbox is really weird. I would just try to do it like the bat, so as late as possible, slash as early as possible. Okay, 3-2 is a hard stage, I would say. It's very easy to die here. So let me just go through it and show you. I'll try to do what I would say easy strats for this stage. I would probably get the backup health here. Okay, so that would be 3-2. That's how you kill the boss. Okay, so this first thing, you jump right about under the orb and you get boosted by that guy's bullet. And then you up B that guy. I stopped for a second and made him fall off. Slash that guy and then come up here. So this first part is pretty straightforward, just practice it. Make sure that you throw a shuriken to kill that guy. Then you get up here. This is a difficult room. So I forget the... Oh, I think you're supposed to get an up flame. There's another strat here, but I don't think this one's very hard. Just Up B this guy, there's a spider there. Get that red ninpo and just keep trucking. Because birds here will give you a lot of problems if you can't handle them. Well, let me show one kind of cool trick there. A very funny way to die. If you jump on the right frame, you can get out of that. But it looks kind of cool, so I want to show it off. No, okay. Anyways, keep going. There's a red ninpo there. Stop to kill that bird. I just advise taking this section really slow and safe. I wouldn't say slow because you do need to go fast to a certain extent to make sure that these enemies don't get you. But just try to take it as safe as possible. Okay, so once you're about here, there's a little bit of a breather. There's a... what is this? Oh, there's a... I didn't even realize there's a scroll there. That's cool. Okay, so there are some items here that will be useful. Spider boost. I don't even remember the spider boost. This way is actually faster than the old way too with the spider boost. So yeah, I would just advise doing it this way. So stopping to kill that bird here, you have a little bit of breather right here. There's two items that are useful. There's a clone backup there if you need it. And then there's also a health here. So the safest way to get the health is to just do this. Wait for the birds to fly away. As soon as they fly away, go get the health. Because if you sit here like trying to slash and like, oh, I need this health, the birds are just going to kill you. So you want to take this spot really safe if you're doing any sort of like backup stuff. Trying to rush it, you're just going to die. You can try to down slash that orb if you need the clone as a backup. But here I would always take this health safe. Now what's the cue for this? It's kind of like when Ryu's front sprite touches the end of the platform. This is another hard spot. I remember dying here a lot when I was first learning the game. So just get used to that here. It's crucial to get these two power-ups. You need this fire, and you also need this scroll. So make sure you get both of those. Make sure you jump well. And just keep holding left. Boost off that guy. Get over here. Jump up and over. Just somehow boost off of that guy. Make sure you don't waste any ninpo here. Jump over the skeleton, and then this is another boost that's just like that 1-1 boost. Remember we did that in the first stage. So you do kind of a neutral jump, and then right at the end you hold right and bump right into him. Okay. Now the good news about this section right here is that there's a backup for everything you need except for extra ninpo. So there's a clone. There's a health. There's a fire wheel, and there's an extra clone. So you have everything that you need here except for ninpo. You get one blue ninpo. But if you need the health, you can get it. The blue ninpo is right there. And you can get your clones and your fire wheel if you died later, died somewhere in the stage. So there is a quick kill. It's really hard to do. I would just do this kill, which is something like that. So you just need to throw 2 flames each cycle. This boss can't be hit while he's grounded. So by throwing the flames, you're trying to do as much damage as you can in the air, which would be 3 per shot. And then you can jump to get your clones on screen if you want. A pretty straightforward boss kill if you do it the easy way. This is 4-1. You need... all you really need here is the flame. This flame. With this one, you just gotta kind of remember, you jump over the first two guys, get boosted by the last guy. Up be that. There's a clone there if you need it. I forgot, let me just do one quick run through this stage so you can see it. Oops, I'm mixing up my strats here. Let me get my muscle memory back. Okay, this is the first time we'll use the invincible fire wheel. I just got a frame perfect trick. Alright, so that's 4-1. So like I said, these first two guys you just jump over, get boosted off this guy, do an up B there, get boosted by him. You need to slash that orb, it's a red ninpo. This next part you have to do kind of quickly. So there's going to be a mortar that jumps up, you get boosted into him. I would just hold... once you press A, let's see. Yeah, once you press A, don't hold it. And then you want to do a jump off the wall right at the end there. And then get boosted by that guy. As soon as you land, do an up B. Everything dies and you get invincible fire wheel. So I would say that's like a pretty difficult sequence of movements there. But if you mess them up, you're not really going to die. You're just going to take some damage. Just try to take as little damage as possible and get this invincible fire wheel. Next, you just use it at some point right before getting hit by that bird. Make sure that you get this ninpo here, but you'll get it if you just run by it. Okay. Easy room as long as you take it safe. Oh yeah, let me show. There's a cue that I use. You can always look at the ladder. So, what is the cue that I use? I need to actually do this. I don't actually remember the cue that I use anymore. I guess it's somewhere about there. When reuse, I don't know, you can do and reuse like half body is on that rock wall. So I do an over the wall here, and as soon as you land, activate your fire wheel. You need to, don't jump too late here because you need that ninpo, so jump early to get it. And make sure that you don't get this one. We don't want fire wheel. Do not get fire wheel. Oh yeah, you don't need to slash, you can just run through them. Okay, so here's another spot where people die a lot. There's a scroll here. See? Ideally, you just want to get this in one jump. So something like this. But this is a really tricky thing to do. So one thing that I should mention now, and it's very important if you're watching the tutorial all the way through, the hitboxes for these orbs are really top loaded. So see that I kind of slashed like the top of the orb and it came down. So it's something that you always want to pay attention to. Oh, there's a health there. So for this orb, you're really trying to slash like the top of it. It's okay if you miss this. Just don't jump too early because like you really want to get the orb. Because it's very easy to do something like that. So just jump, hope that you get the orb. If you don't, there's a backup. Either way, as soon as we land, you do an up B. Let me not get it. Do an up B, land here, just do some platforming. If you want, you can try to jump off of the end of that. It's a frame perfect trick though. You have one frame to make that jump. I would probably just recommend doing this. As soon as you land on this third pillar, you will use your up B again. And then right there, I didn't show it. Right here is the backup scroll. This guy right here. See? So if you need to get the scroll... Actually, sorry, the way you do this is... There. Just jump into the backup scroll. And just keep going. The way you did your timer, you'll just get boosted from that mortar. So get that backup scroll if you need it. And then come up. Alright, so this stage has some pretty neat parts to it. It's easy stage to die on, and unfortunately it's a very hard stage to do backups with. We want to keep the invincible fire wheel all the way through the stage. So there is a backup ninpo right here if you need it. We need at least 15 ninpo because the invincible fire wheel needs 15 to use. So if you're less than 15, you need to get that ninpo. Okay. Yeah, let me just show you the stage all the way through. It'll help me refresh my memory on these strats anyways. I died. Alright, let me show this with this first half. So just slash that guy, go over here, jump, do an up B in the air. Make sure you don't get any of these. Well, there's one you can get. There's a clone if you need it. That's actually useful to remember, because chances are you'll game over here every now and then. Don't get that one though. Make sure you don't do a jump here. It's a mistake I see a lot of people do, so be very cognizant of that. You just walk off. Okay, we need to make sure to get that. And then the rest of this you just kinda slash. To make this jump optimally, you jump when Ryu's sprite is engulfed by that orb. And then hold right at the last second. You can just kinda hold right if you are afraid of that sort of thing. Here, there are a few walls in the game where if you hold A and left, you don't quite fall off. Remember before, a lot of times we'd screen transition and you would go fast to the left. This is one of the ones where you need to actually be on screen. Okay, so what we do is do 3 jumps. We get on this platform, and then there's going to be a bird that's going to get us up above. If you do this slowly, it's really, really slow. See, I'm going all the way around, and now I'm kind of where I could get boosted by that guy if I wanted. By pressing back, it will spawn the bird. You need to go a little bit forward, so you can just do kind of like a forward back. And then as soon as this bird is swooping, the easiest way to do this is to just hold back. What it'll do is it'll give you a nice safe, trajectory to get up there. Because when you get boosted at the speed that you're going. So if you do one of these slow jumps, that's the speed that you'll get boosted. That's slow backward speed. If you want, the quicker way to do it is something like this, but that is a lot harder to do. Now from here, people do this different ways. This next boost is a little bit funky, so if you want, you can just kind of go this way. It's obviously slower. But if not, you're gonna slash that guy. There's a ninpo there if you need it. What you do is you jump into this guy just like those other boosts. And if you see right here, see, it's kind of a weird thing going on there. It has to do with the fact that you're in a waterfall and you're also on this water that's trying to push you places, what you do is as soon as you get hit, you just do a little wiggle. A quick right-left motion, and you'll get out of that. I'm holding A this whole time, by the way. So holding A, and then do a quick right-left, and you get out of that. So I'd recommend practicing that. It's not too bad, I don't think. In the backup, say if you mess it up, I don't get hit by this guy, you can do a similar boost here. And there's a shuriken, don't get that. There's also, this is the last spot for a backup scroll. So if you didn't get the backup scroll before, this, you can get it right there. Alright, and now the last screen. As you're falling, do an up B. You just get to run through everything. There's a health here, I highly recommend getting that health. There's also a red ninpo there, so if you're low on ninpo, you can get that. But if you have 55, you'll be fine. If you don't get the health, quicker way is to just boost off of this flame here. And then this rest of the stage, you do this. If you want, you can try to climb up this waterfall by slashing. It's really risky to do here, because you can see you can accidentally do your fire wheel. If you want to go faster, you can wiggle left, right. I would just recommend climbing and then jump up, over, one more fire wheel. Make sure you get that last ninpo there and get this ninja star. So there is a quicker way through that stage using the up fire and a quicker boss kill, but it's a lot more dangerous. Though, I would say the hardest part about 4-2 is if you lose the invincible fire wheel, it's a really hard stage to come back from. So I would make sure that you know the backups for that stage. Practice, like if you die, don't reset. Just try to go through the stage and figure out a good way to do it. For this boss, let's see. Oh, okay, so you need to jump. Get your guys on screen. And then each jump, you just do 2. So like I'm landing, I'm going to do 1. And then every time I jump, I do jump. See, so right after I jump and while I'm in the air. It's like ABB, ABB. ABB, ABB, ABB. The first one is a little bit different, but killing that boss is pretty straightforward doing it that way. Alright, here is a stage where you'll probably get really frustrated by this stage. Again, I would advise taking this slow. There's a clone if you need it. Here, just take this slow. I would try to come up with your own way for getting through this. That's probably the best way to do it, but it's a little bit tight. Alternatives, let's see, what could you do? I think you can, yeah, you can do a left-right jump and then jump over the bullet. That's also pretty tight. Either way, it doesn't matter too much up to this point. The most important thing here is that you need this, you need that, okay? So I've seen a lot of people do this certain ways. Some people do it like that. They'll jump. As soon as they land, they'll do an up B. They'll kill that guy and it'll get you the invincible fire wheel. I say the way that I always did it was to just up B it while I'm in the air. Just try to line it up. And then you slash that guy. Make sure you just hit that. Okay. And then slash both of those things. This is, if you try that and it's giving you trouble, I would recommend just doing it this way. And then you can like jump over that bat. You're sacrificing a couple seconds for a lot of consistency. here, hold A left right as you transition. Now, what I just did is I unlocked the screen. So this screen, it won't scroll right until I've gone far enough left. Ooh, we can just spawn a bunch of these guys. Okay. Now this one of the coolest tricks in this game is right here, and on the next screen. You're gonna go up and over this. So jump up here. The cue that I use is when we use front sprite touches that little back crack. And if you do it right, you can get over in one slash, but it's kind of hard to do. Usually you just take a couple slashes. And there's a little invisible platform here. So I would just play around with this, see how far off it goes, and try to get a good mental image of where it is. And when you're at about the edge of that, you want to jump. And you'll grab the wall like that. So just to reiterate, oh, can I even get up there? I can, but it's going to be painful. Okay, I should have health. Oops. Oh, I'm here. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so we lock the screen, and I use this crack right here as the cue. And then go over here. Slash over. And at the very edge, I want to jump. If I don't, I won't grab it. So if I'm too far back, I won't grab that. Okay, so I'm right there. And then hold, press A left after you grab it. If I hold A, it will give me like one of those slow, lame jumps like that. Okay. We need that ninpo right there, very important. And then do a fire wheel. I did it too early, right? Yeah, okay. Let me just... This is all muscle memory, so I need to remember how to do this. Okay, get boosted by the bird, and then do a fire wheel right about there. And the scroll is right there. And then you want to get boosted by that skeleton into the pit. Okay, get boosted by him. Now here's another optional trick. I would recommend doing this one. This one is pretty cool. I would try it. If you have problems, again, don't worry about it. Intended way is to just go around here like that. But if you go left to unlock the screen and then jump, you can get into the wall here. I usually do this a different way. Yeah, but if you do that, then you can jump over there. Sometimes you get boosted right into it. This is a really hard trick because there's no good cue for it. You just kinda you need to go left a little bit and then jump a little bit after that. I would just try to do this by feel, try to copy what I'm doing here and try to get a feel for it. But you want to do it that way. There's a clone there. I forget what's up there, but nothing that you're gonna want. Also, don't try to do this trick multiple times. So if I mess it up like that, oh, I thought that was gonna mess it up. Say I mess it up. Don't sit here and try to get it, because you're just gonna hurt yourself. Okay, so let's assume we get this trick. Boosted by that fire. Kill both of those guys, and now we're on Jorf's favorite stage. So this stage has ice physics, but they're nice ice physics, because you can slash while you're running around. Slashing doesn't stop you here. Ice physics in this game feel really good. So let me just do a quick run through this stage so you can see it. Whoops, I died. That's not the... There's a quicker strat there that I didn't do. Okay, so slash that guy, get that orb, and then let me make a save state to show this a couple times. You're gonna slash and go back. Let's see, there's another way you can do this, which is like that. If this is easier, this would be like the 1-1 boost, and you can get the ninpo up there. So it's up to you which is more preferable. It's slightly faster to do this one, where you slash and then kind of go back into him. Just slightly faster. And then you're gonna up B here. Make sure you get those 2 ninpos. Make sure you get that down flame. Use the down flame right as you're leaving this platform and jump. There is a health here, so if you don't want the health, you do this way. If you do want the health, you do it this way. You want to grab this as late as possible, just like in 1-1. Just climb down. Here, you just gotta get a feel for this. Sometimes I mess this up even nowadays, slashing this guy. So just get a feel for that. Here you're gonna downfire as soon as you land. Oops. Slash that, slash that. Okay. Downfire, slash, slash. I guess you don't need that if you have enough ninpo. Here, kill everything, and then boost like that. Stage froze my cam. It's because it's so cold on this stage. Hopefully the cam comes back. I didn't do anything to fix it last time. Okay, so this boost here. So you jump right about when you get the fire and then stop. This is a trick that's always really hard to explain. Hopefully I'll find you as you're practicing this run and I can give you tips. Wait, which... I've suddenly forgotten how to do it the way that I usually recommend it. Oh, it's like that. Oh, you just stop for like a split second. So if you stop for longer, you'll get boosted on that platform. If you just stop for a little bit, you'll get boosted onto the wall. Either way is fine. I think it's a little bit easier to do it the quick way. Sorry for the noise, by the way. So do it this way. Just stop for a split second, and then you'll grab the wall like that. It's a little bit safer because sometimes if you do it the longer way, and you get on this, I've found that I die there sometimes. Something like that can happen. If you just do the split second stop, you'll get boosted there. The other way, if you don't want to even do the boost, which is totally fine, is just jump. But it is quite a bit faster if you get boosted. And if you get boosted on the wall, then that's how you get over there. So probably something like that will happen. For handling these guys, there's 3 ways to do it. I find the easiest way is to up B. You can also do a down B and slash them, and you can also just jump over them. So there's 2 of them, this guy. So I like to up B him. You're also gonna slash that guy, and then up B this ninja, and then jump up B or slash that guy. So 3 different ways you can handle that. So there's an upfire here if you need it. There's also a ninpo here if you need it. And there's also a ninja friend if you need it. That last one was a ninja friend up in the air there. So the hardest trick in the game is the Astra quick kill. I don't recommend learning it. Let's see if I can do it. Oh, I was actually kind of close. There we go. So if you do that quick kill, it's the hardest trick in the game. If you don't, it's the easiest boss kill in the game, because you just hold up and mash B. Okay, and then get a little bit centered, and then just 2 more up Bs will kill him. So very easy boss kill. Just do it like that. Okay. So now we're on Act 6, which is a little bit unforgiving. But it's also one of the acts where once you get it down, it's pretty easy to do. So it's important to get some of these ninpos. I forget exactly how many you need, but you may as well just try to get all of them. Again, let me just go through the stage so you can see it. Oops, I messed up a little bit there. Okay, so there's some variations on this stuff. But again, get some of these ninpos. It's so you gotta. This is a hard one to remember because you need to like do those jumps like ahead of time. So you need to jump ahead of time to get that ninpo and slash that guy. Here, I think you can, yeah, if you want to save life, you could, let's see, up B this guy. But then you gotta worry about that jumper. I think just getting damage boosted there is better. Life is a concern in this stage. For this bat, you need to jump here to spawn him high. So jumping to spawn him high and then get boosted by him at the last second. You need this upfire right there. And then get that scroll. And here, jump right around that orb, down slash that guy and do an up B, and then everything's cleared. Okay, so like that. Something you'll probably practice a few times. You need to delay your jump a little bit there. Okay, so now this guy, you should just up B him, slash him, and then up B to kill everything. You'll have plenty of ninpo if you got all the ninpo I said to get. See, I even have some bonus here. I think you only need an 8 ninpo leaving this stage, so I had 20 extra ninpo. You'll find sometimes that you can walk under this guy. That's a sub-pixel base, so you should just always up B. You can also do a slash here if you prefer to slash these two, but just up B'ing them is easier, I think. Those two guys at the end. Okay, so now there's two... I would say like the super easy way to do this. Either way, you're gonna need to do an up B here and get this. Now, I haven't done this in ages, but in hindsight, I feel like it's better for me, it's better to do this way, getting this fire wheel. So if you get the invincible fire wheel, let's see. This is all kind of improv. I haven't done this strat in a long time. It's that one, okay. So if you want to use the invincible fire wheel, get boosted, slash, wait, get boosted and then probably do like an up B? Man, I don't even know. I completely forgot how to do this the really easy way. I guess you can just slash both of those. Not looking so good right now. Forgot the easy strat. I'll probably look at the easy strats tutorial. Maybe it shows it more in detail. We can try to figure it out right now. What would the best way to do this be? See, this guy's causing problems. I don't really know. I know there's a more elegant way to do this. I'll probably jump and then up B at the last second. I'll find some way to get that, I think, and then use it. And then you want to keep it all the way until the end. Until you get either one of these, the ninja star or the downfire. If you get the ninja star, you can just do this jump. As soon as this boss comes down, you just rapid fire up B and kill him. Downfire is basically the same story. So this one will be the downfire. Get boosted. Get boosted. Get up on the wall here. And as soon as he's active, you just start throwing your down Bs at him. So that's if you use the invincible fire wheel, that's if you're low on health. And if you're just trying to do easy strats, I would try to do some variation of that. No one really does that after they've gotten a decent time in this game. So it's more for like very baby strats. The usual way to do this stage is to do it like this, which just requires some memorization. So you get boosted there, slash this guy, get boosted. Jump to kill that bird. Jump to kill that bird. Boost, jump. So I'll just do it again. There's nothing really to explain here other than you just have to memorize where you're jumping and when you're not jumping. It's pretty much a sequence of like constant jumps after you get boosted. So you can see like after I do one jump and then after I get boosted I jump. And I forgot one of them there. Jump, slash jump. So that one just requires a little bit of practice. You can see I had 3 extra health there, but if you're gonna take damage, 6-2 is a pretty scary stage. Now to handle this boss, the best way would just be to do something like this. Let's see, how do we even do it now? There's so many like tricky things. I forgot how even we set this up now. The more advanced way is to do a moonwalk here. You can do kind of a wiggle. Something like that would also work. The only thing you don't want to do is... What happens if you just do this? That's kind of slow. You can do like a wiggle, just make sure that your guys are all facing the right way. Let's see, I think Duckfist did something like this. I can't remember the easy way to do this either, sorry. What is the easy way? I always moonwalk nowadays. Sorry, I can't remember the easy strats. I think just doing this jumping a little bit. Yeah, that seems to work. Just do like 2 jumps. Back up. Everyone will be lined up. Now there's a cutscene, because that's a enemy from Ninja Gaiden 1. It's just recalling that. And now we get to Act 7. So this is a very difficult act. Again, let me just go through it. There's a lot of strat variations here too. So let me try to remember as many baby strats as I can. Oops. I should show this the right way. Oops. The up B didn't catch him. Oh, this is not a baby strat, sorry. Muscle memory took over. Since I'm not, like, it's been so long since I've done this the baby way. And the baby way is like the normal way, that there's like the ridiculously hard way now, which I'm like used to. Like I said, the beauty of this game is that there's so many different strats, but that also makes it a little bit hard to teach. Because there's a lot of different ways that you can handle this. So I'll try my best to explain everything here and the different variations. No matter what, you need to get that, which is a red ninpo, and then go over this wall here. And then climb up here, slash this guy. And now, here's a trick that a lot of people seem to have trouble with. Let me make sure these guys stop giving me problems. Okay. So a trick that a lot of people have problems with here is right here. So let me try to explain this in depth. So you're just gonna hold A, and you'll get this downfire. That's the best thing you want. If your up B is too slow, you're gonna get that, which will probably happen to you a lot. So you may think it may be because your jump is bad, but actually it's because your up B is too slow. See how long it's taking me to go from hold right to do an up B and then hold right. You want to do it really fast. By doing that, you'll clip the wall and you can slash the bird. So see, if I do it slow, there's no way for me to slash that bird. And most of the time he's just going to like stay on the screen and give me problems. So if I do a quick up B, I can slash him when I go off the ledge. So if you're not getting this trick right, it's probably because your up B isn't so good. Then you just keep going here. Do an up B at the last second. Oops, I forgot to do the slash. So do an up B on the last second on that platform and it will kill those guys. Now there's two ways to do this. I would probably recommend getting this up flame. It's gonna, you'll take the least amount of damage going through this stage. So you need to go up a little bit to spawn all of the flames, and then do an up B to kill everything there. You need this scroll here, and then do an up B. There's two ways to handle this bird. One is right before you land. One is right after you land. This is another problem that a lot of people have, is how to deal with this bird. So just play with both of the ways, right before you land or right after you land. If you do this jump pretty quickly, then it's easy to do it after you land. You have a lot of time. If you do it slower, then it might be easier to do it right before you land. Okay, so then jump over him, do an up B to clear everything out there. Get that ninja star. This is something that I always forgot when I was learning this game. Use the ninja star to get that. Use an up B to clear everything out. Use an up B to clear everything out here. and then jump at the last possible second. Hopefully you'll clear that bird. If you don't, it's not the end of the world. If you get hit by the bird, it's just 2 extra damage. If you don't, you need to boost off of the bullet guy. Okay, so that stage, if you don't like some of those strats I gave, I encourage you to check out the other tutorials, because there's a lot of ways you can go through that stage. But I think that's probably the safest one, and it's also, look at how much health, right? I only took 4 damage throughout all of 7-1. If it goes perfectly, that's how much damage you should take. Chances are it's not going to go perfectly, you're going to take a bunch of extra damage, and you want that extra health buffer. So if you, yeah, in 7-1 it's very easy to take damage. Harder strats you'll take even more damage, so you want that extra health buffer. There's 1 health that you can get at the end of 7-2, and we'll definitely get it. So your health is definitely a commodity throughout these stages. You'll find a lot of times you can't finish 7-2 because you took too much damage. 7-2, I would say, is not really that hard of a stage, like, compared to how hard it is casually. If you play this game casually, 7-2 is a nightmare. Speedrun wise, it's not too bad. There's just a lot of tricky sections. Okay, so if you need a ninpo, that's there. I usually slash this and get it, and slash the bat at the same time. And then you do an upbeat to get that fire. Okay, so just like this. If you need backups, there's a ninja friend there, and that star probably won't be too helpful. So then jump, just boost right into him like you do pretty much all of the other boosts that are like that, like the 1-1 boost. And then jump as late as possible. Depending on how the enemies spawned here, sometimes it glitches out and you get boosted to the right. I think that's because I made a save state at a weird spot. Usually you get boosted to the left here. Either way, you could just kind of like keep walking through. Right there. Wait, why do I get... I don't know why I got boosted to the left on that attempt. That's kind of weird. Okay, in any case, that runner guy's hitbox is taking priority. I'm not sure what causes that. I think it's the save state. Glitched it out a little bit. So, if that happens, you can just upbeat to clear everything out. You can probably just keep running and everything will work out. You'll get boosted. You'll probably take some extra damage. Alternatively, you could just fall down. Yeah, see, the spitter guy is kind of bugged out. He's immune to my damages. I think that's because of the save state. Can I just reset this? Alright, so let's see if this save state works better. Alright, let me do this all in one quick motion. There, you should get boosted to the right. Oh, I know what happened. Sometimes that spitter like will despawn, and when that happens, man, I'm getting boosted to the... Getting boosted to the right a lot here. That's pretty uncommon. I don't know why it's doing that. So we need a good backup for when that happens. I think you can probably just slash. If you boost to the right here, you can just slash to kill stuff. Which is probably better to... It's kind of dangerous no matter what happens if that happens. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like because of how these enemies spawn in a weird order, because I did the save state, it's making it so it's boosting me to the right. it should boost you to the left. And when that's the case, just hold left there and get a... I'm trying to think if I have a save state at 7.2. I don't think I do. Otherwise I could just redo this. Here, let's load up something I can overwrite. Let's do this one. Oops, that is not what it's labeled as. This one should work. Oh, I forgot. Okay, I need more health. Let's do it that way. I'm trying to mix strats here and it's not working. Okay. So he should be, yeah, just where we were. Alright, so this is basically what we had. And hopefully this works out now. Please boost me. It's boosting me to the right again. But it's being a little bit more friendly. Okay, I think I know what happened before. I should get boosted to the left. Okay. So that spitter guy bugs out kind of weird sometimes. His hitbox doesn't work right. If you spawn him and then despawn him. So you'll notice sometimes when I get boosted here, he'll be on screen for like a fraction of a second. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't giving you guys some bad strats. I think if you get boosted to the left, that's how you do it. It's just pretty simple. And then if you get boosted to the right, the save state that I had was bad. So now I think this is a boost to the right. It is. And you can see it's pretty safe. Just jump, slash that bird, and jump into the mortar. So either way, it's about the same. But I guess you want to jump right away to slash that bird. So you get boosted to the right, you have to pay attention to that. Okay, so sorry for that complication, but that just had to do with the weird save state. Okay, so now there's a pretty tight jump here. This is going to be one of the tightest jumps that when you're learning. You need to get boosted on the right of this guy. And then you can just kind of go through there. It's pretty tight. You'll probably miss it. And if you do, it's not the end of the world. If you boost to the right, then just take this slow. If you mess this up, just take it slow. Just try not to get hit by that guy, by the spitter. Okay. Ideally, you get boosted to the left, fall down, jump over that guy. You can see my health is starting to get a little bit low. There's a nice jump, which we won't do. To do this, just go over like this. Okay, and now these are the last backups of the game that you're going to need to know. It's very important to remember this one. This is the very last fire wheel in the game. There's none on the next screen. These are the last 2 screens of the game, or last 3 screens of the game. So that's the very last fire wheel. There's also a ninja clone here. Getting this fire wheel is really easy. I just always slash it. Getting the ninja clone's a little harder. You need to get it and slash the bird. Something like that. The normal way to do this, also a little bit tricky, is to fall into that section right there and then jump and slash the guy. Like that. Okay. You could maybe try to find a way to go slow here, but maybe get boosted and then go down. But it's just making it pretty complicated. So just try to practice this. Get this fall in there. If you do mess up and you grab the wall, just wait. So if I do this, I would just wait. Get hit by the birds, use that invincibility, and do something like that. But ideally you do this, and then those birds will be out of your hair. Let's see, I need to remember the easy way, or this, yeah, the easy way to do this. How did... I don't remember the easy way. I guess that works. There's gotta be a quicker way. No, I think this is the easy way. Yeah, I think you just do like a neutral slash, wait a second, and then fall down. I didn't realize how hard it would be for me to remember these easier strats. So do something like this. And there's a health there. I don't think you can... Yeah, a long time ago I remember the strat was something like this. And that's slower than what I'm doing, which is neutral slash wait just a little bit. And you can do an up B there if you want to be a little bit safer as you're falling. If you prefer, you could try to do this strat, which is that do that up B there. Okay. But now we get that health. And you want to get boosted by this guy. So this is a little bit of a different boost because you're getting boosted by his crescent. You want to boost when Ryu's sprite is right about at that orb. When the front of his sprite touches the front of the orb, that'll get you up there. And then go up here. There's Ninpo if you need it. I would just always pick up that Ninpo. Chances are you'll be low. Or you might be low at the end of this. This is also, I didn't explain it, but this room right here can be a little bit scary. Just keep in mind that at any point you can do an up B and it will just kill like everything, and you can make some room for yourself. So hold left A as you exit that screen. This is the last screen. So get boosted here. There's one more ninja clone there. And then you want to do an up B and then hold left to pick up that Ninpo. Pick up that Ninpo, you get the health, and then you're over here. Make sure you don't get any of these power-ups, because like I said, if you lose this fire wheel, you have to go back 2 screens. So if you die in this state, in this screen right here, it's like the worst thing that can happen. I would recommend just going down, and dying right here. And then going and getting the fire wheel. Because you need this fire wheel to fight the last boss. So I would recommend doing that, and then... Well, let me just show you. So say you died on this screen here. Best way to do it, go here, die. Now we need to get all of the backups. Let's pick up this fire wheel, pick up this ninja clone, and do this like normal. Get that. And then there's one more ninja clone like I said up here. Do an up B, get that health, and now we're at the final boss. Okay, so let me explain. There's 3 phases. Easiest way is to do this. Throw 2 flames. Throw 3 flames, and then you're supposed to jump off and slash him. So jump over. Wiggle. As soon as everyone's on, throw 2 flames, wait for him to come over, 3 flames, and then jump slash. Like that. So if you want to try to fight him like by hand, I would recommend trying to do it like once and just see how hard it is. And you'll see why I recommend going back and getting those items if you die. Not only is this fight going to take forever, but you're probably going to die if you try to do this by hand. Actually, another strat that you could do if you need another backup would be to get the ninja star, and I can show that too. But let me finish off these boss fights. So again, get over here, wiggle. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, slash. Second phase is not too bad. 1, 2. So I'm using the Q on the ground here. When we use back foot is on those little like things. You need to jump up and bop this guy in the nose. And then do 3 fire wheels. You need to wait a little bit because you want all of your guys to be together. So right after you do that second jump, you can start throwing the fire wheels. Easiest way to do that boss. If you do end up having to slash this boss, his hitbox is really high. So you want to be aiming for like his left eye almost. And it's also kind of deep. Maybe like try to be aiming. So when I say his left eye, I mean like the eye that's on the right of the screen. That's what you really should be aiming for when you're trying to slash this guy. His hitbox is high and to the right. And it's really hard to get like a backup strat here, but you can try to do something like that. Say you ran out of ninpo. The absolute minimum ninpo you need going into the last boss is 8. Normally you should have 20, which would be two fire wheels. So if you feel like you're short, you may want to try to slash that boss to kill him. The reason you need 8 is because this thing right here, this skull, just gets decimated by the fire wheel. So there. 1 fire wheel and then a couple of slashes after. If I want to slash the skull, so it's like 15 slashes, 15, 16 slashes. So fighting the last form of the boss, it's just kind of, there's no like strat, really. You just want to hit this heart. So some tips is that you want to stay close to this middle area. The shrimp are going to spawn on either side of him depending on which side you are. There's one, like everything's going to spawn to the left. If I'm on the right here, everything's going to spawn to the right. And if I go back and forth, they'll spawn like back and forth. So as long as you understand that, it's pretty safe. It's a good idea to stay near that middle part so that you can dodge it if you need to. So if you're over here, see if I'm like way over here and they're coming at me, it's a little bit harder to move to the right side. But as long as I'm at this little like middle point, it's pretty safe. And you want to get a clone up next to the heart and slash the heart. So ideally it should go something like this. So I got a pretty good pattern. This is the only part of the game that's random. Oh, it's my favorite Jorf. Actually, I liked Gerfuggery better. It's my second favorite Jorf. I was gonna explain the Ninja Star backup, but I don't think it's too useful. Because it's just really hard to kill that boss with one clone and the Ninja Star. Does anyone have any questions? That's the game. I don't know if you want me to do a run or what. We have to watch this castle crumble for 10 minutes. Alright, let's do a run. Yeah, ask any questions as you go along. This will be using some harder strats because just muscle memory wise, I'm going to naturally fall into the strats that I'm used to. So my tips with this game would just be to practice a lot and do a lot of runs. I guess that's the golden rule for any game. But I would practice specific sections, specific strats. Don't practice like sit down and practice like 2-2 and say, I'm just gonna do all of 2-2. I think it's more important to chunk out the little hard parts, hard strats, and practice those. And then mix it in with some runs and see where you're struggling, and then practice specific parts. I would also make sure that you do no reset runs if you're doing this for the event and for any races, because it's really hard to recover in this game, and knowing where backups are is important, and a lot of that you'll have to figure out yourself. I gave you some locations of some orbs that I remember, but I don't remember everything off the top of my head. There is a ninja right there. bad. Fixed it. Alright, we got a good run so far. Ooh, okay, by the flame. That's the duck fist flame. Whenever duck fist ran this game, he had a lot of trouble with that. It's kind of infamous. Some people can just get that flame no problem. Others have a lot of trouble with it. Frame perfect crick. I missed it. I forgot the fast strat here. Slightly faster way to do that room. Let's do the Jorf boost. Oh, I messed it up. It's gonna be hard to do. Yeah, okay. You can boost off of that crescent. Oh, I'm alive. That was funny because I did that whole section like perfectly, which was really hard, and then I messed up one silly jump. Alright, you guys will see the hard 4-2, which I didn't explain in the tutorial. Oh no. Oh no. Well, you can see what I was trying to do. Come on, bird. Yeah, he's following me. Well, you'll still see hard 4-2 because it's the same. Oh. Missed that. Ah. I haven't played this in a while. The harder strats are a lot harder on this one. Ugh. The backups that I'm doing for 4-2 are really, really hard. Like, it's hard for me to give backup strats because the ones that I know are like my own personal backup strats. Which tend to be harder than some of the normal strats. So like I said, you guys should probably just like do runs and do no reset runs and figure out where you're gonna go when you die in certain places. Yeah. I would not recommend resetting on race day. Yeah, buddy. Getting some chat activity. Yes, Bob Saget was good at Ninja Gaiden. Alright, let's do the hard 7-1 strats. Oh, messed the first one up. Messed the second one up. Can we get the third one? Do I even have Ninpo? I didn't have Ninpo. Do I have life? This is gonna be close. I may not have enough life. Alright. Ooh, I need no, I'm okay. No, I have enough life. Alright, let's go for the nice jump. Nice. I don't need health. Whoa! I got it! That's a really hard new quick kill. Boom. Yeah, Ninja Gaiden is a beautiful game. GG. Ooh. if there's any no BS in this chat, but that's okay. I think that's it for me. Are there any questions about this game? What is the list? Can I see the list of the games for this event? This is a hard one. I mean, Legend of Zelda is a long one. It's also probably pretty hard. I would say that this is a pretty unforgiving one. I'm excited to watch this event. You guys have some time to work on it. But this game for sure has a lot of stuff going on with it. And like I said, there's a lot of resources out there. You can look at the speedrun.com forum. All of it's there. So I've made individual tutorials for all of the stages. Hard strat tutorials, easy strat tutorials. There's just all sorts of tutorials. So yeah, anything you want to know about this game is probably there. If you're practicing, put Ninja Gaiden 2 as the game that you're playing rather than retro, and a lot of people will probably come in. A lot of people go to have that game followed that I've noticed in this community, and I definitely will show up in your chat if I see you playing Ninja Gaiden 2, the Dark Sword of Chaos. Yeah, do that, and you'll have a lot of people showing up to watch. What the...